Hello, everybody. Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. Something interesting I ran across this morning. I don't really have an answer for. I was just going to share it with everybody. I was doing a search this morning when I woke up, for whatever reason, on Kevin Rickman. He is the Aryan Circle gang member that Allison said had kidnapped Hailey Dunn, and he had was sentenced to prison. I knew that, so I did a search. Kevin Rickman, Odessa, Texas, convicted. I looked at this post here: Midland Aryan Circle member sentenced to life in prison. Okay, and so then I found that here. Sentenced life for distributing meth and retaliating against a witness. 26-year-old Kevin Rickman, aka Birdie. So his name was Birdie. That was his gang member name. And here's the little write up. So I looked at that. I actually took a print screen. I even thought about posting it. Here was somebody posted, bye bye Birdie, FBA nails Aryan Circle bozo for moving meth. And then I saw this one here, Lost in Texas, Hailey Dunn article, October 25th, 2012. Okay. So I clicked on it. And I was looking at this, and whoever's on Facebook with under Lost on Texas, it was posted January 12th, 2019. And it says here on September 1st, Allison Frazier phone call Angelina Mitchell and Allison Frazier 10/1/17. Okay, that's the header. And then there's timestamps on that phone call. Starting at the top at 34 seconds, names called out. 1:15, Sonya was there when it happened. Allison talked to the deputies. So I'm as soon as I look at that, I'm going, that's my notes. I'm the one that created that. I listened to that recording of that phone call, and I typed that out. All this whole thing, and it was her mom and her mom's boyfriend that owed drugs her baby daddy Birdie, aka Reverend Rickman, who is doing 2 life sentences for another murder. While crying, Allison says, "It kills me that he did this to that little girl, but she's not the only one." So all this right here, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go down into my computer here, and I have a file called Allison Frazier phone call notes 10/1/17 Blog Talk Radio. Okay, I'm gonna click properties on it, and we'll look at the properties on it, and I'm going, okay. It's created January 7th, 2019. Okay. Go back up there. This thing was posted on January 12th, 2019. I'm like, how I've actually sent these notes to law enforcement, and maybe that's who Lost in Texas is, a law enforcement officer. I sent it for Hailey Dunn crime information along with the phone call, and I mean, it when you read it is amazing, and but if you listen to the phone calls, a lot better, and here, I'll give you another one. And Birdie was like, "I'll take care of her for a couple days, pimp her out, and I'll get my money back." And that's what he did. He was telling me that he kidnapped Hailey, him, Birdie, Plastic, Hamby, and somebody else. I'm just writing. It was Dustin, Braddock, Joe Cross, Kevin Rickman, David Allison, David Parker. This is all what Allison was saying on that phone call, okay, with timestamps, okay? All of these people are Birdie's friends, his bros, and they all got off on meth. They kidnapped Hailey and pimped her out in Odessa and Midland for a long time. I've always felt like that phone call was the tell-all of what actually happened, because there's lots of other people now confirmed saying that Hailey was over there in Odessa. I believe she was kidnapped by them gang members. And here, let me show you the actual phone call. Okay, here, see, I've got a copy of it on my YouTube channel, and the name of it is Another Tale of Why and Where, but Mostly Who, okay? And what it was a blogger, Angelina Mitchell, had contacted Allison Frazier, who has a child with Kevin Rickman, okay? So she knows that they're the two talking on the phone, and Angelina recorded this, and she uploaded it to Blog Talk Radio. I went and made a recording of it, and then Angelina come back later after it become real popular for whatever reason and deleted it, but I had a copy of it, okay? Because I think it's so important, and that's this right here. And we'll just start it. Blog Talk Radio.
Allison Frazier. A phone recording. This call is being recorded and is subject to monitoring.
call or to accept, dial 5 now. If you wish to block any future calls of this nature, dial 7 now. To decline this call.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Angelina?
Hi, Allison. You sound better today than I felt.
See, this is the call the notes were made off of.
He was not this person when I knew him. Okay? This wasn't the Birdie that I knew.
Right.
He was fucked off on this.
Did they bang us or smoke it?
And so, anyways, I wonder who Lost in Texas is, and I wonder how they got my notes, just a few days after I had created them. Of course, I only, have people breaking my house every day and absolutely no privacy and crimes being allowed against me all the time. But I just thought this was interesting. It got posted. I think it's important. I think everybody should read this. I mean, it is amazing. It was in this phone call where Allison said that Hailey was buried in the backyard of that Odessa police officer, Jackie Thompson. He was friends with these guys. He went to prison for dealing meth himself. Jackie Thompson did, but it was in this phone call where she said that, and also, like I said, name and name. So, anyways, I thought everybody would find that interesting. I'll share that again.
BlogTalkRadio. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. This call is from
Allison Frazier.
an inmate at a federal prison. This call is being recorded and is subject to monitoring. Hang up to decline the call or to accept. Dial 5 now. If you wish to block any future calls of this nature, dial 7 now. To decline this call.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Angelina?
Hi, Allison. You sound better today than when I talked to you the first time.
Yeah, I was really upset. But I have a couple things. I only have a few minutes, but I just got your letter today. I'm in Hazleton now. I'm not in Carswell.
Yes, ma'am.
And I wanted to let you know that because I wanted you to write me.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
I was wanting to tell you, who is Renee?
Sonya Renee Callahan?
Okay, I don't call her Renee. I know her as Sonya. Okay.
Oh, you know her, Sonya?
Yeah, she was there the night that Hailey.
She was married? What now?
She was there when it
Okay.
happened.
Well, then why is she so boastful and won't tell that part then?
Wait, what?
Why doesn't she get boastful and say, hey, I was there? She said she was there, but was she there for the actual killing? You know what I mean?
She doesn't care, and I don't. I didn't get any reward money. I don't know where that came from. I didn't get no reward money for the information I gave. I talked to the marshals, but they really. I've only talked to them a few say about it. Well, not the marshals, the deputies.
Yeah.
Deputies.
So what do you know about Hailey? So what do you know about Hailey, actually?
A lot of things.
Right. All right.
I know that it was her mama and her mama's boyfriend that
They
owed.
Yeah.
And I know that because it was my baby daddy that they owed.
Right. And your baby's daddy is Plastic.
Me too.
What's his nickname? Plastic?
Birdie.
Oh, Birdie. Well, didn't Kevin get... How much time did he wind up giving Rickman get?
Kevin Rickman, he got
Yeah.
double life plus 90.
He got 2 lives, didn't he?
Yeah, but he didn't. Nobody's been charged in Hailey's murder.
Right. But they're just sitting there, floating.
Yeah. But he committed the murder. He actually drugged somebody up. Kevin Coker drugged him up and threw him on the train track.
On what? Yeah, put him on the railroad tracks and set him on fire.
Yeah.
So how do you stand with him? Are y'all you gonna kind of stick by him, or are you gonna go on with your life?
No, girl, listen, I found, look, me and him got together when I was 16 years old. He was my first love, right? And it killed me. Forgive me if I start crying, okay?
Yeah.
It killed me. He did this to that little girl. But she's not the only one.
She's not the only one they drugged.
Yeah.
Wasn't Dale Ostrander and Eric Grimes there too? How did they get Hailey? My question is this. How did they get Hailey? They said the last scent they had of her was at the hotel motel. So how did they get her over there to get her so comfortable?
Okay, listen. Hailey didn't die right off the bat. Let me tell you how it happened, okay? I don't know how much time I have on here, and I don't know when I'll be able to call back because my sister just sent money the other day, but I went shopping this morning.
Right, I feel you. Well, maybe we can get you some money for the calls that you made to us.
Right. Okay, well, listen. That's whatever, but listen. Hailey was walking, I think she was walking to a friend's house. I'm not sure if it was down in alley. Look, I have the full deal from Birdie. I have it from Birdie because he told me what happened. That's my baby daddy.
Right.
He told me what happened. He was crying, telling me that he needed me to know. He needed me to know, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. He got down on his knees and he was crying, and he said that there was these people that owed him some money, and he had to take care of it. And I said, well, Birdie, what did you do? Hailey was still missing at the time. Her body hadn't been found yet. She wasn't dead yet. Okay? Oh my God. He dropped down on his knees and he was telling me that they had gotten Hailey for a drug deal, like it's dead. And what
This call is from a federal prison.
the mom and the boyfriend knew that that was going to happen. And Birdie was like, I'll take care of her for a couple days, pimp her out, I'll get my money back. And that's what he did. He was not this person when I knew him. Okay? This wasn't the Birdie that I knew.
Right.
He was fucked off on meth. Okay?
Did they bang dope or smoke it?
He banged dope at that time. But
Right.
I'm here for drugs. I did drugs myself, but I didn't do drugs back then. You know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why I left him. But Birdie, he stood there and he was telling me that he got Hailey. He kidnapped Hailey. Him, Plastic. Who
What is Plastic's real name? What is Plastic's real name, Allison?
Dustin Braddock.
Yeah, Dusty Braddock.
I want you to get a pen and paper, and I want you to write these things down that I'm getting ready to tell you.
Okay, well, do you know that whenever a phone call comes in, it's recorded, so I can go back and listen to everything you say,
Okay,
baby?
that's perfect. Listen, it's Dustin Braddock, Joe Croft, Kevin Rickman, who else?
Yeah. Who?
David Allison.
David Allison. Who?
David Parker.
David Parker.
And I'm trying to remember the house because Hailey.
What does
Hailey
Justin Broderick do for a living?
He works for motorcycles.
Motorcycles. What about a dark-complected white man named Buddy Wayne Webb? Wayne Webb.
I'd have to see a picture of him.
Okay, maybe I get some pictures to you.
Okay, all these people are Birdie's friends. They were all his bros, and they all got sucked off on the mess, right?
Yeah.
They kidnapped her, and they pimped her out in Odessa and Midland for a long time. I've seen pictures. Birdie showed me pictures. Birdie and David Allison showed me pictures of Hailey, like, chilling with Dustin, and, like, oh my God. I mean, this is fucked up. This, they showed
Fucked
me.
up, I know, baby, but it's drugs, so what happens, happens, you know?
Yeah, they had her drugged up, she liked it. Hailey liked it. She was a baby, she didn't know. She liked it. She liked the way they were treating her. She liked the attention the boys gave her, you know what I mean?
Right.
She felt like she fit in. And that's what they did to her. They kept her fucked off on drugs, and they kept pimping her out on the west side of Odessa. And, Kevin just got more.
Was it in a trailer park or a house?
They kept her in a couple different places. I know that they kept her in David Allison's house, but David Allison don't have that house no more. He lost it.
Right.
But I know exactly where that is, and I'm going to be getting out in September, and, like, I don't know where you live.
I live in Denver, Colorado. I'll send you a picture of me, Allison,
Okay, and listen.
so you know who you're
Whenever
talking
I get
to.
out, I'll meet you.
Okay, that's cool.
Take you to places. I'll take you to these places that baby was at.
Okay, well, I was planning on coming in January, but you know what? I might put my trip off now to when you come home. Would you be willing to go? Would you be willing to, like, do a radio show?
Yeah, honey, I'll do anything. We can talk about anything. I'll talk to the marshals. I want to help because you know what? I have 2 baby daddies that are involved in this case.
Oh, goodness. Who's the other baby daddy?
Casy Frazee.
Okay.
And you know what?
Frazee.
I'm sorry. I believe Casey is out of prison. I have not talked to Casey. There were some pictures that were sent to me a couple months ago, and it was of Casey with David Allison, and Hailey was in the picture. She was wearing a black bandana,
Really?
a white beater, and some faded blue jeans.
Well, I knew the white beater. That's what they found her in that white beater shirt.
Yeah.
Who actually dumped her? She was dumped in 2 different locations, wasn't she?
This call is from a federal prison.
She was what?
She was dumped in 2 different locations, wasn't she?
Yes. There's an officer, Jackie Thompson. He was a police officer.
Yeah?
She was out there first. I can't remember right off the bat at the house that she died at. The house that she actually OD'd at. I'll have to think of that name and get back to you. And, I mean, it's just not coming off to me.
Right. I feel you. But you sound so much clear-headed compared to last time when I talked to you. I think Renee...
Well, I was really upset.
Yes, Sonya had you upset.
Yeah, I mean, and Sonya, what gets me...
Is she a bully?
Selena? No, she can't bully me, honey. She knows better.
Oh, I can tell in your voice you're a scrapper girl. And you're probably little. How much do you weigh?
I weigh 180 pounds. I'm 5'6", but she,
You sound like a spitfire, though.
I am. See, like, the thing of it is Sonya was there. Sonya was a part of it. When Hailey was kidnapped, that night or the day after, I'm not sure which one it was, Sonya was in that house. Casey was in that house. Birdie was in that house. Sonya was in that house with Birdie. There was like 7 or 8 people in there, in that house, the night that she was fucking kidnapped. And you know what's crazy? Is Birdie came to me. Okay, I would only let Birdie come around to see the baby every now and then because I knew he was off doing drugs. You know, I did my drugs and this and that, but I'm a funeral director and embalmer. I worked, you know what I mean? And I took care of my kids. Yeah. I sold my and I did this, but you know what? I still worked and I took care of my kids. And Birdie would bring me money and stuff like that. And then he came to me one night and he told me that he needed some blankets and he needed some clothes. And I asked him what he needed the clothes for. He said that his cousin was coming from out of town, that Brandi was coming from out of town, that she was coming from Corpus. And I knew Brandi, okay, but I hadn't seen her since my daughter was born. But I gave her some clothes for Brandi, and those clothes wasn't for Brandi because that wife beater and them jeans, those were my clothes. Them tennis shoes that baby was wearing in that picture, those were my clothes.
God, girl, don't that trip you out?
And then this Sonya bitch is gonna sit there and say that she's trying to help. That girl was there.
She was there.
If I was what Birdie was, she was there at the house the night that Hailey was kidnapped. Sonya stood there and said that she saw Hailey crying on the couch. Birdie even told me that Sonya was there. And, Birdie told me that Hailey was crying, and it took everything him and the boys had to get her to calm down. And then they finally gave her a bump of dope. This happened after the fact. I did not know nothing that was going on until right there at the end when Hailey was coming up on TV and that her body was found just a couple weeks later. When the body was found over there by the lake.
Yeah. Jackie Thompson.
Yeah, that's when I started finding stuff
Well,
out.
I wonder where else they dumped her at besides J.D. Thomas. Where's the other part of her remains is what I think they're trying to find. I think that's what the police are trying to determine, Allison, is where else this child could be buried at, you know?
Is where what?
I think the police are trying to figure out where else the body was dumped.
The body was also at Jackie Thompson's backyard.
Who is Jackie
And I don't
Thompson?
know where Jackie Thompson was a police officer in Odessa, Texas, but he got arrested a few years back on dope charges. He was a police officer.
And he knew about Hailey?
Yeah, he knew about Hailey. Hailey was in his backyard. Prop. My minutes are getting ready to go.
Okay, baby. Okay, well let me send me your new address.
Prop. I don't know it, but I'm in the S. Do you have a pen?
No, but remember I'm recording. So I can go back and
Okay.
listen.
Okay, it's the address. I don't know the address, but it's
Oh, I can Google you and it will take me to what unit you're at now.
the secured female facility in Hazleton.
In Hazleton, okay. I'll look to the Hazleton
Okay.
unit then for the women. There should be only one federal.
Well, the female facility. But I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay, Allison, and I'm glad that you called me back, darling, and I could hear you clear-headed. Thank you so much, okay?
You're welcome, honey.
God bless you. And now you know what? Just pray. That's all you can do is pray, girl. You get out and take care of that baby.